Hello, everyone. I got this great question from Snapchat. Being a university student, what I wonder is, what is the best way to self-advertise myself now that I'm fresh on the market and looking for internships and jobs? How can I improve my self-advertising or present myself better? Thanks. So I want to cover a few of the ways that you can effectively self-advertise. This is a great question. A lot of people coming out of college need to differentiate themselves, and they don't know how to do it. You probably have the same exact degree as a million other people that are graduating from college, and you're probably looking for a way to really differentiate yourself. So I want to focus on three categories for how I think that works. The first one is, and let me preface, I don't know your subject, so I don't know what you're looking to expand in. So I have to think in a general sense what anybody can do, but that's almost like better. It's a better answer to the question because it can help anybody. So here we go. Number one is, can you find a way to be a brand or position of authority socially on the subject? So if you know the field that you're trying to apply to, is there some way that you can start a Twitter account or a Facebook or an Instagram, for example? Depends, this whatever social platform you decide on should kind of depend on your medium. So for example, if you are trying to become a photographer, the best thing that you can do to start a career in photography, bar none, is to start an Instagram and show your work there and start to do descriptions about it. They might be completely different for something like eSports. If you're trying to become an analyst, probably the best thing you can do is start creating YouTube videos about it. But can you build some kind of social presence where you're an authority on this subject? And even if you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 followers, this gives you a lot of credibility versus other people who have nothing, where you have done a lot of work on this and you show yourself to your employer as a researched person, as a person who really knows what they're talking about in this field. Because the main problem that you have with getting a good career in something or establishing yourself as an authority is you have no prior work experience. If you're coming out of college, the biggest issue is that you don't have prior experience. And everybody always says to me, hey, I have 4 years in college, but I don't have any past work experience. Nobody will hire me. Well, the easiest way to you can't create work experience unless you have a job. So the easiest way to do it is to actually make yourself an authority, and all three of these things all three of my answers have to do with creating an authority out of yourself. So the first one, can you build a presence socially somehow? Can you become an authority somehow on this subject by posting a lot about it, by referencing articles, by doing video content about it? The second thing you can do is, can you create a portfolio as examples of past projects that you've done? So let's go back to the eSports example. Let's say that you want to become an eSports analyst, or you want to do something in video games. You want to be a programmer, maybe. We'll use examples for both. In the analyst example, probably the best thing that you could do is you could create YouTube videos about analyzing games. Even though you've never worked for a publisher or you've never worked as a caster, you can show yourself analyzing those games, and you can show a potential client or employer that you are capable of doing that. Now, if you have a following and people are watching those videos from you, that's even stronger, that you can actually could make a case that you're going to be good at this. So the more that you do this, and the more that you have this portfolio, and the more that is public and people have commented on it, the more social clout that gives you to be able to get out there and actually show an employer that you're good at something. If you don't have past work experience, you can create the experience through projects. So for a programmer, can you show examples of things that you've programmed? Can you show a level design? Can you show a demo of a character, of an animation, of something that you've done? The more that you can showcase your skills on an online platform, which is easier than ever before, the easier it is for you to be established as an authority and be credible in that field. And every piece of work that you put online and every part of your portfolio that you build is a further example of something that someone else going right out of college doesn't have. So this is how you separate yourself from people that don't have that past work experience. And you actually don't need to ever have had a job for an employer to seriously consider you, because your work experience could be so good and the public commentary could be so good that you won't even need that. That's why a lot of social personalities, people that just have big followings on Instagram or Twitter, they get tens of thousands of dollars to advertise products or to work in a selected field. I know a lot of photographers, in fact, that have just gotten full-time work only because they are doing the work on Instagram and showing people it. And then they're independently going to businesses through Instagram and saying, hey, take a look at my work. If you're interested in it, we could do a shoot. And those businesses will look at their work and go back and say, yeah, okay, they're not looking at a resume or a work, past work. They're just looking at your work and they like it. So they'll hire you. And this is true for anything. It's true for music. You can put stuff on SoundCloud. It's true for self-improvement, doing these videos to establish credibility as an authority on the subject. And eventually, if I have enough people that thumbs up them and like them, then I'll be considered one. The third thing is a little bit different, actually, but it's been really effective for me. Can you seek a mentor in the space that you're looking to get into? So I'll use the example of investing. I was really interested in investing. I'm still interested in investing, but I would try to get really good at it. And I looked around my town for people who were really good at investing and who'd had a success in it. And I found a guy named Bruce who was really good at investing. And I came to him and I asked him, I said, hey, can I take an hour of your time once a week to learn about investing and what makes you good at this? And you'll find that most people that are good at something want to teach other people about it because A, they like feeling like they're contributing and adding value to someone else. And B, they probably worked really hard to get that skill and they probably had other people that benefited them and taught them and were nice enough to do this for them. So they want to repay the favor. I know I jump at any chance I can get to mentor people, and I know a lot of very successful people that do the same thing. So if you can find someone in your chosen field who has already done what you've done or is currently doing it, and they don't need to be like the number one person. A lot of people make that mistake. They think, okay, I need to get better at swimming, so I need to go talk to Michael Phelps. You're not going to get in front of Michael Phelps. You need to talk to the third or fourth gold medalist 10 years ago in swimming that probably has no media attention and is just chilling somewhere, and you could easily get a hold of them via email. They have a website or something. Alternatively, you can look for local people in your area. You can go much smaller. If you're looking for someone that's really great at graphics design, you could probably find someone locally in a business that has done that. Or you could just go ask someone that if they'll teach you. And you only need to get one affirmative. So you can fail 50 times at this and you can still get a good mentor. And once you have that person, you just listen intently to them, do the homework that you want them to do. And in fact, you should not mention this in the course of your mentorship, but a lot of the time, that person will also be able to connect you to people who will be able to help you advance your career. So not only will you get the benefit of that instruction and the thing that you want to learn and the thing that you want to get better at, you'll probably also get a couple of references towards people who can actually employ you in that respective position. And you could do this with anything. There's mentors in everything. I'm pretty sure there's meetup websites now, and there's think tanks and groups that you can go to where you can actually get out there into your chosen profession. So beyond that advice, it really depends on what your specific thing is that you want to accomplish. And this advice changes depending on that. But the three general things that I mentioned in this video are things that I think can apply across all disciplines. You want to increase your brand and social presence. You want to be an authority on that subject. I think it's really important to have a Twitter, an Instagram, Facebook that is outward facing, that shows you as an authority on that subject. And you become an authority on that subject by consistently posting good, relevant content to that end. The second thing is you create a portfolio of past work experience. That is the most important thing you can do if you're just looking for a career and you don't have past work experience. You start to create work experience on YouTube, on demos of whatever you're doing, whatever the skill is that you have, you start to create examples of that people can easily view, and that will circumvent that past work experience that you don't have. And number three, if all that other stuff doesn't work, you should get a mentor. And you should get a person who can teach you and show you the ropes, and also maybe provide a building block for references to other people who have done that, and maybe get you in front of some people that can hire you or consider you for a job. So those are the three pieces of advice that I have, my friend. Thank you for the fantastic question. I think that's a question that a lot of people need to know the answer to. So I really hope it's provided value to you and anyone else that is watching this. If it has, leave a comment below, like the video. It makes a big difference to me in trying to grow this channel. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time.